had a very interesting weekend. So I shoot out to San Jose. I'm going to be part of the broadcast team, work with Sean and Jimmy, and get a call to fights. Mitrione versus Fedor. So and in San Jose. San Jose is an incredible fight town. San Jose is Bellator's as Las Vegas is to the UFC, San Jose is to Bellator. That is the head, that is the helm. That's where the offices are, and that town absolutely supports it. Plus, you've got this huge main event. You got Fedor coming back, underdog. He's going to be taking on Mitrione. Just you've got all this excitement. I get out there, and Joel and I are going to go over to a Dave & Buster's to do a live podcast. And so right when I land, I go into the lobby, and I am informed that Mitrione may not be fighting. And this is private information. But I'm filled in on this. So I go right to Scott Coker right then. And I say, I am licensed, I am here, and I'm ready. Put me in. So a little dialogue begins there, and I go over to the Dave & Buster's, and Joel calls me out. He says, hey, you're in a weird mood, man. What's going on? I say, yeah, I got the house on fire. I'm sitting on a secret here, and here's what it is. It needs to stay between us, but I think I'm fighting Fedor tomorrow night. And here I am at this Dave & Buster's. I got to get out of here. I got to get home. I got to get to bed. I got to get on the phone with Clayton and Fabian. I mean, I got some stuff I got to do, but I'm filling my obligation here at Dave & Buster's. Somewhere between us finishing that up and getting back, I get a text from the bosses at Bellator. Hey, you need to get over to the Fairmont Hotel right now. We got a meeting. I think I'm walking into that meeting and signing a contract to fight Fedor.
We all did. So on the way back from Dave & Buster's, we're in the van. It's Reese, Jake, Ryan, and Chael. Chael mentions, hey, I'm fighting Fedor tomorrow. We're going to the Fairmont Hotel because that's what you believe in your head. Why else are you going to go to the Fairmont Hotel at 11 o'clock at night unless you're there to make a fight? You mentioned, all right, man, if I get this fight, the only thing I'm going to ask for is that my boys Ryan and Jake get a Bellator contract. You're not going to ask for anything else, of which point Ryan says...
Oh, Ryan informs us that I'm under exclusive contract with King of the Cage for the next 12 months.
And I immediately say somebody literally kick him out of the van.
Just open the van door and throw him out.
And I meant it, and I love the guy. So anyway, we get there at 11 o'clock at night, and you just say, see you later. Like your boys are going to...
I thought you guys were dropping me off.
Yeah, you tell us, hey, you guys are going to corner us, and I'm going to fight Fedor if this goes through. And so we go into the lobby and wait. Now, one of the things that has come out of this thing is Tito said that he offered to fight, which is really weird to me because at 11 o'clock tonight, the only person in that room was you.
Yeah, I could take it or leave it. I don't know what he was after. Tito was nowhere near the deal. Tito did not offer to fight. He was not on the table. The next day, a press release came out announcing that, hey, Mitrione has fallen ill to these kidney stones and that match won't happen. At which point, Tito put out a tweet that he would fight. He was nowhere near the deal. I was trying to get the fight, and Bellator wanted Ollie Thompson to take the fight. And the only problem with Ollie, as I saw it, the only problem with Ollie Thompson is he had a fight with Chet Congo. So
is Ollie Thompson related to Ole Thompson?
You know what? Funny you should say that. I called him Ole Thompson because that's how his name is spelled, O-L-Y, Thompson, all night on the mic, and Fish jumped in my ear, in my IFB, and said, it's pronounced Ollie.
I'm an idiot.
Well, we both are. It's spelled O-L-Y. What do you want to do? Okay, Ollie Thompson. And as I saw it, hey, listen, he's supposed to fight Chet Congo. Chet Congo's a big draw. Chet Congo's a star. So you're sacrificing one player for the other. Put me in. And I made it very clear, this is not a cash grab. I am licensed. I am here. I am ready to go. You have a deal with Mitrione. Honor Mitrione's deal. I'm out. I'm going to walk out there and do the fight, make good on Mitrione's contract. I don't get anything. I'm out. But I want the fight. So things are going good. You know, Fedor's people are there, and Jerry Milan, all the bosses are there, and I think this is going to happen. Now, I do have one thing that's in my way, which is the weigh-ins have closed. So, is it even possible through the rules of the commission to fight? Made calls to the commission? Yes. The executive director can go outside of that in cases like this, and he was willing to. So I went to bed that night thinking I was fighting Fedor, but I could not say anything because it was still Mitrione's fight. And Mitrione, contrary to what some people interpret or believe, Mitrione never pulled out of this fight. Some people even said he was scared and backed out. It's like, whoa, it was actually just the opposite. Mitrione is as tough as an old leather boot. He never, to this day, he never took himself out of that fight. Coker finally got over to the hospital or the hotel, wherever Mitrione was, took a look at him and goes, "You're done. I'm not putting you in there. I'm making this call." Coker, looking out for his guy, protected his guy at the sake of his own card. I think Coker deserves a lot of credit and respect for that. And then Coker went into full action, putting on the best show that he could with the cards he was now dealt. I mean, the rug got pulled out from underneath him less than 24 hours before bell time. And he pulled it off, man. He worked all night long. When I left that meeting, Coker had his power team around him. He had his computer open. He had a phone in each hand. He was working. He was piecing things together. I have no idea what time he went to bed that night or even if he did. But he kept his focus. He stayed calm like a true leader does. I've seen promoters, Joel, and so have you, that have lost their main event even weeks before the show and closed up shop and never opened the doors again. They went out of business. Coker had less than 24 hours. I mean, when I left him, it was 12:10 in the morning. Doors opened at 4 p.m. Main card goes live at 6 p.m. So he had, I mean, what's the math on that? He had 16 hours. He's not even 24 hours. He's got 16 hours. And he dealt with it. And he packed the house, and he still did great ratings. Now, absolutely fantastic leadership job by Scott Coker.
Now, one of the things that happened on the way in the van to what we believe is the greatest night of our lives, that we're all going to take part in this historic event. You're going to fight Fedor the next day. A 1996 Honda Civic ran by us and started flashing on the lights, and it scared Reese to death. What was that all about?
I have no idea, man. The guy must have thought it was a soccer mom because he sees the minivan that you had rented. I don't know what Reese did to piss him off, but the guy wasn't just flashing. He was honking. I don't remember hitting the brakes. I don't remember doing anything, cutting the guy off, changing lanes. We were just sitting in our lane. I don't know what made that guy mad. All I know is Reese panicked, swerved over 3 lanes and slowed to 45 miles an hour. The guy pulls away at 80. And I can't even see the guy's taillights anymore. We're still in the slow lane going 45. He was so scared.
Why was he? I mean, he had to know that he was protected in that van.
Man, I can't think there was a safer place to be in all of California than in that van at that time. I don't even know why you brought that up, but
it was funny. Now, another thing,
it is funny.
As disappointing as it was that you weren't going to fight Fedor, and I don't know, but I do know that your pregame meal at midnight on the streets of San Jose would have been 4 fully loaded bacon wrap dogs. That would have been a great test to see if that would be a good pregame meal.
Those were so incredibly delicious. And, I'm used to cutting weight for weigh-ins. And after the weigh-ins, I then pig out until the next day. The day of a fight, I don't eat anything. And so I actually felt we were on track. Even though those were some dirty, filthy, greasy hot dogs, I felt like we were on track to fight the next day. I went to bed that night thinking I was fighting, but I couldn't say anything. That was part of the deal because, it's still Mitrione's fight. Mitrione hasn't pulled out. Mitrione never pulled. I know I already said that, but Mitrione deserves it. He never pulled out. Coker finally got over to see him and just goes, I'm not putting you in the ring. I don't care what it means business wise. I'll deal with that. I'm the businessman, but you're my guy, and I'm not putting you in this situation. Really cool move. Really cool move by Coker, which again, whenever promoters do something well, they get no credit. Promoters are just known as the scum of the earth from the boxing days. But the reality is, not in MMA. We've got some good stand-up guys in there. At any rate, I can't tell Brittany, I had to tell you guys because you're going to be my cornerman. You're the only boots on the ground, right? I get 4 guys. Well, it turns out I got 4 guys. Clayton can't get there by then. Fabiano can't get there, but nope, it's you guys. So, at any rate, I can't tell anybody. I can't tell my mom, nobody. And I go to bed and I woke up thinking I was fighting Fedor, and I woke up to Spike TV saying, hey, why aren't you down here at the arena? We're doing a rehearsal. And it's like, well, I don't know who knows. I've got some inside information here. Can I reveal to them? I think I'm on to, I don't know. So the house was on fire right up until the end. And, essentially what it came down to, in my opinion, was just Fedor knew how the contract worked. And the way the contracts worked, and most guys don't know this, once you weigh in, you get paid. So Fedor had already weighed in. He did everything contractually he had to do. He's getting his check. He's going to be on a plane to Moscow first thing in the morning. Why would he fight anybody? And he even said that. He said, Chael Sonnen is not what I trained for. He is southpaw. I will fight Matt Mitrione. And Coker's kind of like, yeah, Fedor, that's what this whole meeting's about. You're not fighting Mitrione, but we've got a show to do. Can you help me out? Do you want to fight? I will fight Matt Mitrione. Okay, Fedor, you're not fighting. Mitrione's out. I think I will fight with Matt Mitrione. Okay. Not going to happen.
Good job, Fedor. You're a bum.
Yeah, well, I thought it was a little bit weird, but I mean, that is what happened. He was a KG veteran. He saw the side of it, and what can I say about it?
Well, I mean, we're old school. We one of the things that I noticed through the generation gap of spending, the better part of what was 24 hours and felt like 15 years in that van was it's different. Where you come from in the UFC, that fight would have been made somehow, some way.
Yeah.
And
I'll tell you though, as far as going to your next best option and pulling it off, it was unbelievable. There was not a ticket holder in that venue that was disappointed. They had a great time. They had Josh Koscheck on the card. They got to finish off with Josh Thompson. Even in a loss, that was their boy. They were happy. They were thrilled. They grabbed a T-shirt on the way out. It was really, really well done. It really was. And you know what? Czech Congo looked great. Czech Congo had to fight his former teammate, Ollie Thompson. Czech Congo turns to ground and pound, which I didn't even know was in his arsenal. Found out it worked and just took him down with a double leg, trapped him in that fence, and did it round after round after round. I thought the Czech had a great performance.
Great night of Bellator. I had my hair up for Fedor versus Mitrione. Some people wanted me to shave my head because Mitrione didn't fight. I knew it was nothing that Mitrione could do. So I put it on the line for Lewis Brown. And I can tell you how bad I did not want to shave my head is when they were fighting, I was scared. And thank God for that beast, Derek Lewis.
Names are hard.
Words are hard. Derek Lewis takes out
Speaking's hard.
Brown in brutal fashion, then jumps up on the mic, cuts a promo like a cage fighter should, still buries Brown, says, hey, I didn't like this guy. He put hands on women. And then he calls out, he says, where Ronda Rousey fine ass at?
Now, why is that such a great line? A lot of people love that. Why is that so great?
You just beat up her man. That means to the conquer goes the spoils. You just that was the greatest line of all time.
In fairness, though, isn't it owed to Travis Brown that there was a full investigation and he was completely cleared? I mean, calling a guy a woman beater is a pretty tough thing, particularly when the investigation says he didn't do it. In fairness, and you don't need to weigh in on that, but in fairness, that's relevant. We need to throw that out there.